Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Blue crystal eyes, colors of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our prayers and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Oh Jesus, here I am, my knees on the floor, to say thank you, my Lord, for the lies that come through this door. Your love is the key to change the entire world. Using these chains wisely, we will live in peace and harmony. Now I understand, helping others is helping myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. be myself. Your words now are so crystal clear. Your teachings have no frontiers. To see all these transformations, we just have to put love in action. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold night, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades flow down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their heart, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. For my mother's farina, harvest of wonderful blessings. Make you, small son, a good Christian. Make you, small son, a good Christian.
Wherever you are, glowing seeds of love, as our Master Jesus taught. as our Master Jesus taught. Ooh.
Another day, another flower, another minute past the hour. Someday the sky is blue, and suddenly we can't see through. And every day is a fresh new start. When the sun turns off the moonlight, we get another chance to choose the road we want to cruise. And on the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, a new beginning calling after every end. There are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win and a new round. On the other side of the mountain, there's always a whole new road, and a new beginning calling after every end. And there are a million reasons to pick you up after every fall. It's always a win and a new round. It's always a win and a new round. It's always a win and a new round. It's always a win and a new round.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus, and when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'd like to say thank you to all of you that join us in our public meeting tonight. So before we start, We'd like to share some announcements. For instance, turn off your phone notification if it's possible to be more calm, to calm down, to calm your spirit. Also, find a quiet place for you to listen those words, to get inside those teachings from Jesus Christ. And our meeting has a format of 30 minutes, following but 10 minutes questions and answers. So, would you like? Oh, I forgot to say. We also would like to let you know that we have a after the speaker, we have a spiritual treatment that consists in pass and magnetized water. So for that, please set aside a container of water to be magnetized when we pray. So our meeting is transmitted every Tuesdays through our Facebook page, Spiritism Canada, through our page in Facebook, and also America's Concafras America, Continental America, to Facebook. And Wednesday, it's retransmitted by Kardec Radio, Facebook, and YouTube. So, would you like to know more about spiritism, phenomena, ghosts? So, come and join with us the Get to Know Spiritism. We're gonna have a free course starting every Saturday, 5:15 afternoon. So everybody's invited to come and join us. We will have a new classes starting soon. We're gonna post here in the fall. We also would like to share with you that if you really want to start your gospel in your home, we can support you. We can have a tutoring. We can stay with you for a couple of weeks for you to start the gospel in your home. So you can contact us through our page, or you can follow the our instructions, the link that is gonna be posted later. And also, if you want to do a treatment, everybody is welcome. You can chat with us. You can book if you want to prayer. You can book in our page. There is a link that we're gonna post again, so you can book there. We pray together. We can do this, and everybody is welcome. Even though if you want to pray for somebody else, a friend, for a loved one, a son, or whenever. So you feel free to contact us. We can get together through internet and pray together. Okay. Also, we're gonna have soon, very soon, our annual Alta de Souza fraternal meeting. This is a beautiful moment that we're gonna have this year. We're gonna be in Winnipeg, no days May 20 and May 21st. And the theme of the our meeting is gonna be charity, the way. And there we're gonna learn about the Spiritism Center, family, vices, and depression, Alta de Souza Fraternal campaign that we're gonna go doing in the street. You're gonna see how to work in the street doing the campaign, Alta de Souza campaign. Everybody is welcome, free, no charge. Again, Winnipeg, May 20 and 21st. Everybody's welcome. Tonight we have a special night. Today is 166 year of the Spirit's book. And that is the theme that our colleague, our brother, our real friend, Rod Gomes from Ottawa, is gonna be our speaker tonight. the overview of organization and methodology. It's a special day tonight. But before, I'd like to invite our everybody to make comments, questions, because in the end of the speaker, we're gonna talk, we're gonna answer questions. So everybody is welcome to ask anything about the speaker tonight. So for tonight, I'm gonna do a opening prayer. So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes, mentalizing the figure of our Master, Jesus Christ. Say, thank you, Lord, for this opportunity to be here. Thank you, Lord, for the grace of our life. Allow the good spirits to be with us. All the spirits that compose this group can be here with us, inspiring all the creatures in the life. Be with us today and forever. So be it. And also, we'd like to ask, invite our brother and friend, Rod Gomes from Ottawa. Hello, Rod. How are you?
Hello, Publio. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm okay. How's everything with you?
Pretty well, thank you very much. Thank
Uh,
you for the beautiful opening prayer. Yeah,
you know that you have a big responsibility today because this is every day is a special day, but today is mark 166 year that the first publication of the Spirit's book. The
exactly.
meaning, you're going to talk about all those things, what the meaning in our life, what the meaning in the human life. So welcome to us, and feel free, everything is here for you. If you need, I'm going to be in the backstage.
Thank you
So
very much.
thank you very much for coming.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, this is really a special day. It's 166 year from the first publication of the Spirit's book. Then it'll be an opportunity for us to examine a little bit the organization and methodology of this amazing moment of our history when we have the opportunity to receive the knowledge and the information from the spirits. And I'm starting this talk with a quote from the Spirit of Truth saying, "This first work will assume proportions that you are far from suspecting now." This was the message for Allan Kardec, the codifier of the book. And we are in the middle of this process. We are celebrating 166 year from the publication, and it means there is a lot of process, there is a lot of development to have to happen in this evolving process that we are all together. And the great things about it is that we can participate, we can do our small contribution in this changing and make the world better with the knowledge that we accomplish with this amazing book. And for today's talk, I will have a briefly conversation about the general didactic structure, then introduction, prolegomena, the first causes, the second part, third part, fourth part, and conclusion. And I will do a quick talk about the general information that this book provides us. And then obviously there's no way to start this talk if you not mention the name of Allan Kardec. Allan Kardec is the codifier, and he was a highly distinguished professor emeritus in Europe, disciple of Johann Pestalozzi, considered by many to be the father of modern pedagogy, and he brought his own didactic structure to his works. Allan Kardec was a a man of science, a mathematician, and he was also a member of the French Science Society, and he brought his knowledge and his questions to help organize the all the basic um, structure of this book, and we can also say, because the spirits book reflects the spiritism organization itself. Allan Kardec, through his scientific his science on his mind on science, brought the same organization from different sciences, testing every aspect of this new information that he was receiving. And on the Prolegomena, the spirits clarify his work, saying only the order and methodological distribution of articles, as well as the notes and the form of some parts of composition, constitute the work of the one who received the mission to publish them. This was his work, but I want to say Allan Kardec was, it's not easy job, because more than organize, he was the one responsible for all the questions, to do the right question, to understand that those answers, and that information was completely new on that time. He was bringing to light an information from the spirits that was a completely game changer in that moment, and still for all of us who needs to learn and understand that process. And what was the distribution for that order is also there in the book of Genesis. As a means of development, spiritism proceeds exactly in the same way as the positive sciences. It means applies to experimental method when phenomena of a new order occur that cannot be explained by no laws. And this accomplishes the introductions and the first part of the book on primary causes. Then Spiritism observes, compares, and analyzes them, and tracing the effects back to the causes. And through that, we have the second part on the spirit world and or spirits, explaining in details about that. It arrives at the law governing them. And we have the moral laws. That is the great opportunity for all of us understand the moral laws that organize and accomplishes our existing material life, but also our previous life in the spiritual world and the life that is coming for us there. And afterward, it deduces their consequences and searches for their useful applications. And this is connected to the part number 4 on hopes, consolations, and conclusion. Again, we know the symbol of spiritism as a combination with science and philosophy, who will reach the top of religion. And I know for many people, the aspect of religion is complex to understand, and because religion has so many meanings in the past, and through religion we have so many difficulties in accomplishing and suffering and dealing with all sort of injustice. But here we will understand when the spirits come bringing this third revelation, that it's a full of explanation, demanding us to act with charity, with love. All that science and philosophy will come together to bring us close to God. And this is the religion that we are looking for, that who can make us a better person, close to the perfection, knowing God is perfection as well. And then we have the introduction, which means not the introduction of the book, but the introduction of the study of the Spirit's doctrine. The objective is to present refutations to non-Spiritists' explanations for mediumistic phenomena in the 19th century of Europe. And why is that? And how they will do it? Through the importance of proper nomenclature of the new phenomena. As a science, the Spiritism brought different terms. And here, Allan Kardec, with the knowledge he acquired for every information he receives, he explained the terms that he used. For example, the term spiritism, the term spiritist, also what the meaning of soul under this new knowledge that we are acquiring. And that is to avoid confusion about the cause of phenomena and base of spiritual argumentation. Analysis of this new phenomena, identification of the facts that gave rise to different systems, analyzed the source of controversies between the explanations. Absolutely, because with a new science, with new information, we have a lot of controversy. People who think differently or could not really understand that, then the Spiritist book explained that in details under the introduction. Then we have the Spiritist explanation, who offers a summary of the Spiritist doctrine to serve as a basis for comparison with other systems. And here you understand the meaning of the Spiritist explanation and how that is possible to compare with different sciences in different times. The limits of science and Spiritist science show that science does not have tools to analyze Spiritist facts and shows the need of a new science. And this is another aspect, because Spiritists brought completely a deep and broad understanding of the world, the relationship, the nature of things, the nature of laws. And that science on that time was not capable of explaining everything. Even today, we still have a lot of development to do in our science to explain the Spiritist phenomena. But it's clear to see that over this 166 years, every time that science move on, is always moving in direction of the Spiritism explanation, which is just a confirmation of the knowledge that we receive. It's also part of that system of charlatanism, because it's very important to establish what is true or not, what is a fraud or not, because the knowledge from the spirits could also suffer the influence for different people that could first interpret that as a wrong thing, and then Kardec come to the Spiritism explanation why it's true or not, and how can we analyze that as a truth, and also see by ourselves when we receive something from the spirits, to test it and see how trustful was that information from the mediums. The system that contests the language and identity of the spirits, analyze the refutations regarding to identity of the spirits, render writing style, superiority of language, etc. It's not because the information comes from the spiritual world, it means they are true, right? Because the spirits, as we are spirits incarnated, we can fail. It's not all of us, they are good, right? We have a lot of problems in ourselves, and when we discarnate, when we go from the spiritual world, we still have a lot of to develop in ourselves. It means we can have communication from different levels, and in that system, using that system, Kardec was able to see, to analyze, and to separate the good communication, the trustful communication from those communication that was not yet a perfect one, or on the right level that was necessary. The system of madness is an opportunity that for him to explain that all those people who apply their practice to a specific science, they can develop madness. Is not because the science itself, but it's because themselves. The mad is not part of the science, but it's part of the person. And he referred to mathematicians, for example, who dedicate their entire lives to develop formulas to that specific science, and also develop some sort of madness, right? It's not connected specifically to one science, but can happen with every science. Systems of communication of the medium souls, animism, and the collective soul. That refutes such systems by the generality of the facts that they are incapable of explaining, although he considers them serious. It's not, again, because there was not possible explain with that knowledge on that 19th century all the information, but still, if they know the source, if they are capable to identify the trustful person there, he was accepting that knowledge, knowing that as a man of science, in a future, at some point, the science will develop enough to explain and give that the credibility that it was necessary. And here we have a quote from Kardec saying, "You who deny the existence of spirits, go ahead and try to fill the gap they occupy. You who laugh at them, go ahead and dare to laugh at the works of God and the divine omnipotence." And here Kardec is giving us, at that point, there was a lot of gaps to be filled under science, under philosophy, under religion. And through the knowledge from the spirits, we are capable of understanding that explanation. And then we come for the second step of the book, which is the prolegomena, which is we can understand as a preface of the book, where the spirits bring the pedagogical construction of identifying some authors, not all of them, through Kardec, the definition of the host of the spirits and the codifier, the role of the Spiritist doctrine. And they say, this book is a compilation of their teachings. It has been written at the order and under the dictation of the higher order spirits. And here we know that that particular group of spirits was a high level of spirits who came under the governance of Jesus, bring us a next level of the revelation, that can cause a revolution, actually, changing our world from that moment entirely. And we will see that change year by year, right? We're still pretty young, that knowledge, 166 years, but we already start seeing that transformation occurring. And here they are saying, in it we have laid the foundations of the new edifice destined to someday unite all humankind in one and the same sentiment of love and charity. We can see this building process, right? This destiny of someday, and this day is coming, and that transformation depends on us. That process of making us united, understanding each other through love and charity, it's on us. First knowing all that information, and then working in that transformation. And the prolegomena brought us St. John Evangelist, St. Augustine, St. Vincent of Paul, St. Louis, Socrates, Plato, Fenelon, and many others. And in that particular part, Kardec explained that they are not all spirits. They were well known for us, right? Not all of them have a well-known name. Some of them was from outside of our planet, but they are all together as a high evolved spirits to bring that amazing information. And here is the Spiritism is the religion that does not have a symbol per se, But the spirits brought that particular symbol, the vine branch, as a symbol, explaining that that image accomplishes all the information that they want to bring to us. They accomplishes the life itself, right? And how is that? Well, they explain that the body is the stem, like the hardest part of that, right? The protection. And then they say the spirit is the sap. It means that fluid who goes inside, who animate the stem, who animate the life. And they explain the soul or spirit connected to the body is the cluster of grapes, what we know as perispirit. That combination of material body, the spirit, accomplishes the result of the fruit, which means the cluster of grapes. And that combination is our spiritual body. And here we have saying, human beings elevate and purify their spirits through labor, and you know that it is only through hard work in the corporeal existence that the spirit acquires knowledge. This is why the body is so important, because it makes possible the existence of the spiritual body, sustain it, and make that the spirit capable of learning through the existing experience, dealing with daily difficulties, problem to solve, happiness in certain way, and the possibility of apply love in action. And to help to understanding that, I brought here a quote from Jesus when he said, I am the true vine, and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit he prunes, so that it will be even more fruitful. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. And here Jesus, through his quote, is saying how important he is as the path of evolution. And through him, we are learning all the time. And a great part of the knowledge from the spirits is connected to his gospel. This is why he make that clear. Through him, it means through God's teachings, because he's was that who bring that the laws to us. And here I have Emmanuel saying on the text from his book, the way, the truth, and the life, saying the name of the text is fine, saying within our littleness we would succumb to spiritual hunger, parked in the shadow of ignorance, were it not for this vine of truth and love that the Supreme Lord has given us in Jesus Christ. It is up to us to recognize that without Christ, the world's organizations would be lost for lack of peace. And here we can see the combinations when the spirits brought that vine image, and Jesus is saying he was the true vine that we can apply in our life. And I did my research about the vine itself as a fruit, and I discovered something very interesting. I didn't know that vines actually require a lot of patience to grow, and takes around 3 years to start seeing the fruit. It means there is a lot of to accomplish as a gardener, as an agricultor, to develop that crop, to develop the grapes, right? 3 years to start seeing the cluster coming. See, there's also another important combination, because to evolve, we'll need to do patient, take care of that, and see that growing slowly, right? Then we come to the first causes, The objectives are present the primary cause of everything that exists, God, spirit, and matter in their consequence. Discard two of them as outside two objects of study of spiritism, God and matter, and select the spirit such as a focus. The philosophical presentation of God as a primary cause of everything. Here we understand from the spirits everything that occur, everything that exists comes from God. Identification of the possibility of studying God, and we learn that there is a lot of limits with our actual knowledge today, but we have enough to understand his divine and infinite love. Definition of matter, definition of spirit, relations between spirit and matter. And here again, on that time, in 1857, the science has a specific knowledge about matter. If you go and understand the knowledge of matter today, we will see that scientists are finding just one principle, one beginning for all matter, and also seeing matter without any substances. It means every step that science go through his normal process of understanding better the reality, the world, is coming close to what the spirits are explaining. And then we have also the creation involving God, spirit, and matter, and the living beings' special interest in life, focusing on its vital principle. And another important aspect, all parts of the Spirit's book result in another book where Allan Kardec could develop that specific topic. In this case, the development is the book of Genesis, where Kardec basically explains everything about God, everything that was possible to explain, and about the beginning of life itself. So, are there two general elements in the universe, matter and spirit? And this is a question from Kardec. And the spirit's answer, yes. And over everything is God, the creator and author of all. These three elements comprise the principle of all that exists. They are the universal Trinity. Then we go for the second part on the spiritual world as spirits. What's the goal for that? Introduce the spirits and their relationships with humankind. The pedagogical constructions were the presentation of spirit in its nature, its component, and elevation. Seeing the spirit is intelligent being, not the principle, and they stood that states of possible to spirit, coming from the spiritual world to material, returning from the material world to the spiritual, going to and from the spirit world, living in the spiritual world as a spirit, living in the material world as a soul, living in the material world and acting in the spiritual world, living in the spiritual world and acting in the material world, and the presentation of the missions and occupation of the spirits. We have in the second part a profound explanation in details about the spiritual world and the relationship with that world with our material one. And also, there are not a full explanation there because we are not allowed yet from the spirits to completely understand the image, but there are considerations on the origin of spirits there as well. And the development of that knowledge is the Book of Mediums, which was launched in 1861. The spiritual world is persists to and will survive everything else. And with that knowledge on the question 85, we learn that we are spiritual beings, and our material existence it's only for a certain time, and as a possibility of learning for us to understand better certain process. Then we come to the very important part, the third part, where we have the presentation of the laws to regulate the behavior of spirits, the definition of divine or natural law, and then we have the three parts defined by Jesus for the moral laws. Jesus said unto him, "Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy hearts, and with all the soul, and with all the mind. This is the first and the great commandment. And the second is like unto it. They shall love their neighbor as themselves." And here we understand that because we have from moral laws, we have laws of relationship with God, worship and work, laws of relationship with oneself, reproduction, conservation, and instruction, and laws of relationship or consequential of relationship with others, society, progress, equality, and freedom, justice, love, and charity. And then we have the purpose of practicing moral laws, which will lead us to the moral perfection. By therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. And here I want to emphasize why it's so important we clarify, we clean the knowledge of religion. Because through the Spirit's information, we understand we are created by God. Everything starts from Him. All the science, all the philosophy. And this is amazing because before that, someone who is working with physician or chemistry will never imagine they are actually working under a religion concept, because every science is actually a part of God's creation. And when we have someone developing chemistry, is actually working as a process of evolution, connecting that chemistry knowledge with a knowledge that the spirits brought to us. It means we are all working together. And then, through that moral laws, we understand the path of evolution as individual, because we will understand our relationship with God, its laws, his characteristics. We know, for example, through the spirits, that God is eternal. He's a divine intelligence, supreme. And from that, we understand ourselves better. We know what we are doing here. We know why we born in that particular family, in that particular country. I come from Brazil, and I understand why I have to come, why I'm here in Canada. And you may be thinking, why I'm living here, why I'm doing this work. Everything has a reason, and can be, and it's very important for us in our evolution process. And then through the laws, the moral laws, we can understand the others. And here we understand when Jesus say, as a first commandment, love your God above everything, right? With true love, with all your heart. This is why we need to understand God to love Him and His creation, the nature, the life itself. Then love your neighbor as yourself. And to love yourself, you need to understand yourself, know who you are. Only that you will be capable of loving the others. And all that bring us back to God. This is the religion. Why is that? Because every step that we, we, we go through that direction, we are evolving, we are learning, we are getting close to perfection. And this is why this is so important. Re-understand religion, re-understand all the knowledge that applies. And, and that knowledge specifically brought us to the book Gospel According to Spiritism. It is the combination of that knowledge, and it accomplishes the changing that we need to become a better person, to understand better ourselves. Every chapter of this book, who is a consequences, is another consequence from the Spiritist book, is an opportunity for us to be in contact with our divine nature. And because the time, what I will do now is consider that this part as the first part of my talk today. And because the Spiritist book is so complex and also amazing, I don't want to rush my presentation because I have more to share. And I will continue next Tuesday with the other chapters, bringing the other books as well. And I invite you to come back next Tuesday or Wednesday, depends on the channel that you are watching this presentation, this talking today, for next week, where I'll be able to continue. For that, I will stop now. And I want to thank you all for this first part of my presentation, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have, considering what was exposed to today and until this time. Thank you very much.
Hello, Rodrigo. Wow, I'd like to say thank you. It's so amazing how many information we have about the book, what the importance of the book. So I put there one question. I hope you can help me and help everybody to understand, because was such many comments here, such a good comments, explanation that you gave us. So that's my question. In a like spirit, like you said, even though it's 166 years ago, look like it's wrote to be read right now. So important, so updated. So a very interesting question. In a very practical way, how spiritism will impact our existence? Like, okay, you said, oh, but spiritism, religion, philosophy, how it will impact our lives?
Thank you for the question, Paulo. That's a very interesting question. And in a practical way, we can say the spiritual knowledge can make us a better person. That's the simple answer, because through the knowledge of the spirits, we can understand why we are here, and we can understand life. We understand our brotherhood, and where we can go, knowing Jesus is a model that God brought to us. Knowing Jesus is also a spirit, and we are capable of follow his path of evolution, right? And applying that knowledge in our life can transform ourselves. And that is the most important, because we came to this world to evolve as individual beings. But that's only possible when we learn from Jesus, we practice it through our relationship with ourselves and with others. It means we need to be in contact with other people and be patient, apply the moral virtues, then we can transform ourselves as the spirituals allow us to do it.
So, following your talking, it means that like we don't need to change our religion. Like any religion can be continue be the same way, but changing the way. Is that the I understood?
That's amazing point. Exactly. We and the spirits are saying that even to Kardec, they say to Kardec through the book saying the word itself doesn't matter. You can call that because Kardec in the introduction he was trying to define as a man of science, right? Okay, can I use this name, that name, spiritism? The spirits say you can use the names, but the word itself doesn't matter. The importance is the knowledge and the application of that knowledge. It means there is no label for a specific religion. Any religion, even someone without any religion, can benefit from that knowledge as long they understand that. And now we have a religion that applies to science and philosophy, right? It means there's no more that separation. Oh, I am a person of science and the religion doesn't matter for me. I don't understand that. No, if you're a man of science, if you're a person of science, you are now a person of religion because they are all connected under the same laws of creation, right? There's no label anymore here, and anyone can benefit from that.
Wow, you really did a very good job, and I'm dying now to for the next week to see the finish, all the conclusion, because it's so amazing. Because the thing is, a lot of people listen, oh, spiritism, oh, spiritism is mediumship, spiritism is charity, but what really is spiritism? And you're showing the very easiest way to understand. And we'd like to say thank you very, very much, because it was an amazing time. I'm so happy to have you here as a guest today, as a speaker, and helping us to understand all this intrinsic philosophy, these intrinsic teachings. And I know that you are very inspired. I can feel it. So very inspired. So for this, I'm gonna invite you in the end to do our final prayer.
Thank you. It will be a pleasure.
Okay. So I'm gonna share some announcements. You have 1 minute to drink a water and come back. Okay. So to move to our second part, it's a spiritual treatment. What is a spiritual treatment? It consists in the pass. Pass is a transfusion of spiritual energy, assisting our physical, emotional, and mental balance. So, everybody, to the best benefit for the spiritual treatment, please follow the guided audio instruction or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. Remember, I said to set aside in the beginning, set aside a container of water. That is the time that we're going to do a magnetized water. The water receives healing energy from our body and soul, which your family and you can be benefit from. So now I'm going to ask Rod again to come back with an inspired prayer for us. That's going to be our last prayer, the ending prayer. And I'd like to say thank you, all of you. Rod.
Thank you for okay, let's concentrate. You may close your eyes if you like it, and elevate our thoughts to God. Thank you for this opportunity of being here tonight, sharing the information that is divine for humanity through the lens of the codifier Allan Kardec, who receive this mission to organize, to prove the existence of the spirits, its relationship with us, and knowing us also as a spirit beings. We thank you for the blessing of this incarnation where we can practice those laws, trying to accomplish a love, a patience, indulgence with our mistakes, with our family, friends. Divine Master, we ask you your blessings for all those who are in need in the hospitals, in their homes, passing for difficulties, for physical and moral difficulties. We ask your blessings in this moment to help us transform ourselves and have a life with victory, a life where we can succeed, become a better person that we can be. We ask you to stay with us today and always. So
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights. Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Hello, we'd like to say thank you to all of you and remind you to follow us in the Facebook page or YouTube channel. But also, Spiritist Canada as pathway of light, the Instagram and YouTube too. So everybody is very, very welcome to participate with us, to join us on those meetings. I'd like to say thank you and have a wonderful night, wonderful week. And come back next Tuesday for us to finish this conversation about Spiritism, the Spiritist book, 166 Years. Have a wonderful night. God bless us all. Thank you.
Come on, my friend, come to the light. Here with all our heart and soul, let's follow Jesus Christ. Let us preach the peace, let us preach the love. And this world already wonderful will be much more. Get up, look at the sky, in the earth where the flowers bloom with sunshine. Let's hold our hands and be together on this road. Then we take peace and love and spread it to the world.